Obok mnie mistrz świata wagi ciężkiej TNA Bobby Roode. Ja nazywam się Paweł Borys-Borkowski. Mamy kilka pytań do Bobiego związanych z jego karierą, związanych z TNA. Hello Bobby,
Hello,
nice to have you here. Tell your fans, viewers of Orange Sport, what was your beginnings? How did you get into wrestling business? What inspired you the most? Was it a man or was it an event? What was it?
I was a wrestling fan from a very small age, but I grew up in Canada and was a hockey player and grew up wanting to be a professional hockey player. And you know, around 19 years old, I knew I wasn't going to make a career out of professional hockey. So, being a huge wrestling fan, I had a friend that was in the business, and I went out to his house and he started training me a little bit, and then I caught the bug, and you know, continued on training from there, and had my first match in 1998, and have been at it ever since. 14 years later, here I am.
Some of our viewers would like to be a star, superstar like you, and they are interested. How did you get to TNA? What was your road to TNA?
Well, everybody's road is different. You know, it's not easy. Being only two major companies now in professional wrestling, it's definitely hard to break in and to be seen. But the first and most important step is to find a good, reputable school to go and train properly, and you know, taught the business not only inside the ring but outside the ring, and to network, you know, to get out there and be seen, and to go to different places and wrestle, and hopefully be seen by somebody that can get you either TNA or somewhere else.
So when you got to wrestling business, you were a young guy who just got into that branch, and how were you treated by the other guys, by the older guys?
In TNA?
Everywhere.
Oh, everywhere. I mean, it's. I was always treated very nicely. I think this comes from my training. You know, I was taught, like I said, not only how to perform in the ring, but outside of the ring, and to have respect for the other guys in the locker room, and that sort of thing. And I've never ever had any issues with anybody in any locker room, you know, throughout my career. So I've always had a good attitude and continue to have a good attitude.
You were fighting in tag teams, let's say. And which tag team was for you the most, you know, the most important, and gave you the more experience? Was Beer Money or Team Canada?
They both had, you know, special places, I guess, in my career. Team Canada was my very first, really opened the door for me in TNA, and being a part of Team Canada, and you know, I had a lot of fun doing that. You know, being back in the Nashville Fairground days where we taped our weekly pay-per-views at TNA in the early years, that was a lot of fun. And like I said, it really opened a lot of doors for me in this company. So I had a lot of fun, but of course Beer Money was so successful, and James and I had such a great run together, 4 years, and being able to become 4-time World Tag Team Champions, the longest reigning tag team champions in the company's history, and seemingly to become, you know, one of the greatest tag teams of all time is something that is very special to me. So, you know, they each had a special place in my career, but as far as success, it would have to be Beer Money, of course.
So what decided about that you wanted to be a world heavyweight champion, TNA champion?
I always wanted to be a world champion. From the time I broke into this business and was watching wrestling, I always dreamed about being a world champion. And you know, I was always a big tag team wrestling fan, so being brought in as a tag team wrestler was very good too. But you know, I always had my dreams set on becoming a world champion, and James did as well. I think everybody in this business who gets into this business and wants to become a star, wants to be a world champion. So, you know, right now I'm living that dream.
And what decided that you changed your image? You cut your hair. What was it? Something due to world heavyweight championship?
No, I mean, I had my long hair for 8 years. I had it pulled back in a ponytail for 99% of the time, and if anybody's ever had a ponytail, it starts to become a bit of a bother. I started to get some headaches, and to be honest, I just wanted to change, and I felt like the time was right, and I kind of like it. Yeah.
And some of our viewers saw that you pointed that your mix skills are much better. Was it self-convenience or maybe a good teacher? Was it?
I think it was just something that I had in me. You know, I'm not going to say I'm the best on the mic, but I think it's more of a comfort thing and a lot more confidence in my ability when it comes to that sort of thing. So I think week by week, you know, my confidence level grows in the ring, whether I'm performing in a match or if I'm on the microphone doing whatever. So I think it has a lot to do with believing in the character and believing in myself and having that confidence.
James Storm, let's say about him. Would you give him another chance for a world title, or is it your past?
I think no, James. I mean, I think the chemistry is there between him and I. You know, and I think you know, when the time is right, I think James and I will probably meet again. Whether it's for the world title, I don't know. You know, but I think just the history that we've had together as a tag team, and then our match that we had at Lockdown, we had a really good match, and I don't think it's the end of that feud at all. I think it's going to come back around again.
And who is your biggest opponent now? Your worst enemy, let's say?
Probably James. I mean, he's just, you know, from our history together and stuff like that, what we've gone through together as a team and now individually over the last 7 months. I think probably my biggest rival is James. I've had some run-ins, of course, with Jeff Hardy and Sting as of late, but I think if there is a guy within TNA that I rival the most, is probably my ex-partner, James Storm.
Is there anyone who you would like to be your tag team partner for one time or maybe for a longer period?
No, I don't think I've done the tag team thing. You know, I've been there for 8 years, and the majority of it I've been a tag team wrestler now. I'm just kind of hitting my stride as a singles wrestler, and of course, being the world champion, I don't want to go back to tag team wrestling just yet.
So you are a young champion, and you can compete with guys like Hulk Hogan, Sting, Kurt Angle. What is the feeling? Our viewers are keep asking. What is the feeling to meet that guys to compete with them?
I mean, it's something that you know, you have to respect, but at the same time, being in the ring with a guy like Kurt Angle, you have to, you know, pick up your game, because you don't want to be overshadowed by him. You want to step up and be at his level, and you gotta want to bring him up to your level as well. You want to outshine him and to have that type of quality match that people are going to remember. So whenever you're in the ring with a guy like Kurt or Sting for that matter, or even if you're in the ring doing an interview with Hulk Hogan, you always want to be at their level, if not better.
What is your opponent from past, from present, maybe from the future, a guy who you would like to compete with? Let's say maybe TNA, maybe some other organization?
Yeah, I mean, definitely within TNA is a guy, Austin Aries. You know, being the longest reigning world champion in our company's history, Austin Aries is the longest reigning X Division champion. And our X Division has a lot of history within our company. You know, it really was a staple of our company for a long period of time. When we first, when the doors first opened at TNA, the X Division was something that we built our company around. So I think Austin and I have really never done anything together. And I think with him being the X Division champion and me being the world champion, I think it's something that the fans would love to see.
We are talking about X Division. When I think about X Division, I always think about six-sided ring. Mm-hmm. Which ring you prefer, four-sided ring or six-sided ring?
I would prefer the four-sided ring. I'm just a traditional guy, but you know, I had some memorable matches inside a six-sided ring as well. You know, I never really found it difficult to adjust from one to the other, but I really, tradition-wise, and where we're at right now with Impact Wrestling and what we've been doing, I think the four-sided ring fits me better.
You are competing in wrestling. You are world heavyweight champion, but I think you like to watch wrestling too.
I do.
So, what kind of matches you prefer the most? Hardcore matches, high-fly matches, classic one-on-one matches?
I just like, you know, I mean, I love classic matches. I love just to be in there and tell a story. I think a lost art in this business is the psychology of a match, being able to go out there and tell a story for the fans and get the fans emotionally attached to the match. It's something that I'm a huge fan of, and like I said, is a lost art. So I'm a big fan of traditional wrestling, but in today's day and age, and the way wrestling is, you have to be, you know, you have to be able to compete in matches such as a hardcore match or a ladder match or a steel cage match, which I've been involved in the last few months. So, but if I had to choose one, definitely it would be just a traditional, old school wrestling match.
Understandable. And what do you think about the most important moment in TNA history, or maybe the most important event from the future? What can you tell about the most important thing for you from TNA?
the most important thing that I've experienced?
No.
Or as the company?
Yeah.
I think just, obviously, this June next month is a huge month for us. We hit our 10-year anniversary. A lot of people in the early days didn't give TNA a chance to get by 2 years, or 2 weeks for that matter. And here we are 10 years later, and we're worldwide now. We're in Poland. We do international tours now. We've done international TV shows. We did our TV tapings at Wembley Arena in London last year, or this past January, sorry. And we're just continue to grow. We're worldwide now. We're on Spike TV in North America. We got a great time slot. We've switched from 9 o'clock to 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 10 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday night. So I think we're just continuing to grow, and I think the sky's the limit. I think we're only going to get better from here.
So sooner or later there will be a house show, TNA house show in Poland. Do you know the date of that show?
I can't give you a date. That's really not my area of expertise, but I can tell you that with the TV show now being broadcasted here, I know that Impact Wrestling is very excited and looking forward to coming over here.
We were talking about viewers, some viewers who would like to be professional wrestlers. Can you give him some tips, some suggestions? What could they do to be a star like you?
Well, you have to have a good attitude, and I always said that to be a good wrestler, you have to be a wrestling fan and understand wrestling, and to want to succeed. And like I said earlier, to find a proper school, to be trained properly, not just to go and jump in a ring and start doing things because you're going to injure yourself and injure other people, and you're not going to get anywhere doing that. So I think the most important thing is to try to find a reputable school. I don't know in Poland if there's anybody that trains, but I know in North America, if you're willing to go travel and sacrifice and do some things in your life that and step outside of the box and really train and want to become a professional wrestler, there's places to go.
Bobby, so thank you for the interview. Nice to have you here. So maybe you have a few words for your fans in Poland.
Yeah, we're very pleased as a company, as Impact Wrestling, to be here on TV for our fans. Hopefully the fans will enjoy our show every week, and we do look forward to coming here in Poland in the near future and performing.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.